Nice to meet you.
All right, we don't need to wait through all that. Good morning, everyone. People already in the chat. We have Sports and Fitness Rants and 93Z together on a Friday, a beautiful February Friday. Say good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, chat. Let's get to it. You know what time it is. Let's get to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Once again, man, I'm back with the czar of video footage, my man AOH. And once again, man, I'm honored to be here for first time, man, with my man 93Z, man. I know everybody out there knows my man 93Z. He's out there doing his thing right now. He's like the phenom out here on YouTube, man. Just, like I said, representing one of the people out here standing up, man, to the lies and the narratives, man. So once again, man, thank you for 93Z for joining me and my man AOH, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You guys know the deal, man. Let's roll.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and compliment you, Zay. When that your latest video, you're continuing to take steps to improve your videos. Like I thought it was one of your best ones yet.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. No offense. I thought that too. I was like, man, the editing I'm putting into this, the work, the transitions, everything, you know. I'm like, man, this is getting better. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do.
Robin, you had me laughing. You guys, last night I was up all night editing both of y'all's footage and also Uncut Hoops' footage. We were going to break that down today, and I can't get Restream to show it today. I don't know what's happening. So I'm very sorry, guys. We're not going to do that, but we can still talk about what happened. And Robin, your quote, LeBron saying with the excuses about we're still learning our defensive calls. Like, what's your defensive call? Go to the corner and blow on your hands.
Yo, for real, man. I'm saying, listen, these are the kinds of things that we're talking about. Yo, once again, shout out to everybody in the chat that's already came in, man. We just kicked this off. And these are the things we're talking about, LH, man. You know, and Zay knows the deal, man. When you see LeBron James out there on defense, these are the kinds of things that he's doing. He's in the corner. He's always guarding the guy who's the furthest away from the basketball. Wherever the action's going on, you best believe LeBron James ain't going to be there. So when he talks about, you know, Luka Doncic has to learn the defensive signals and the call still, it's laughable at best for him to say this.
There's no Anthony Davis.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about that piano violin song that you chose, but I laugh my ass off every time it comes on with the JJ Redick and LeBron James post game. It's perfect.
It's a sad story every time they get to talking, man. Sad stories. You like, come on, man.
Oh, what up, everybody in the chat? Gabe, Used Bucket, Ivan, Renee, 43, as usual, is here. Ignorant Weed. Hello, everybody. Veggie Fish, Hayden Phoenix, lots of Cameron Peterson, a lot of the usual Jimmy James, and good morning, everybody. Self-researched. I was listening to you this morning. Good morning, Jim. Yeah, Jim put out a good one this morning talking about how many people have ever had more turnovers than buckets. And you know,
yo, Jim puts out a good one every morning, man. Much respect. Shout out to my man Jim over there at Self-Research, man. He be doing his thing.
Are we going to talk about those 11 turnovers tonight?
Yeah, go ahead. My big plan for the day was destroyed by technical difficulties. So go ahead and tell me about those 11 turnovers. I still want to talk about the Charlotte game. I can't believe.
Oh no, go ahead. Let's do the Charlotte game first.
I can't.
Oh my god.
I don't even know how that's possible.
It's unbelievable, man. 11 fucking turnovers, though. I didn't even watch the game last night, really. I seen a little bit of it, but I can't watch the Blazers, man. Certain teams I just can't watch, you know?
Yo, shout out to Chile. I see somebody from Chile up in here, man. Shout out, man. Canal 4.
Hello, Chile. Yeah, maybe I'll move to Chile. Some people say that's a good place to move to.
Yeah, I heard that too.
You know, I was listening to before I saw the highlights, I was listening to ESPN, and they were talking about Luka getting into playing shape. He's still working his way into playing shape. And I thought, how effing long does it take? You know, you're a professional athlete. If you're not in shape, go kill yourself. You know, you guys both played sports, obviously. See, this is what happens every time I try and put media on the screen. Fuck, we're not going to have any media today. But you guys, when you came back from the summer and you had to play football, it was a grueling couple of weeks. But how long did it take before you were in shape?
Oh, by the end of camp. By the end of
Training
camp, we were good. Yeah, training camp. By the time we're done with camp or 2 days, you know, you're good. But
And you have to
how
be.
long does Luka's been through training camp? Obviously, he got hurt, but how long does it take? He should already be shooting shots, getting shots up. He should already be in a playing mindset. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense how Luka is so out of shape. It doesn't make sense. That's why he's making Nico Harrison look like a prophet right now. That's the problem.
Well, the other thing is when they talk about it, they make it sound like it's a nearly unachievable goal, like this incredible conditioning. And then I watched the highlights from Uncut and from Tuesday, and I'm like, you don't need to be in shape to do this. Luka was barely moving. Like, what part of this requires heavy conditioning?
Well, like we've been saying though, LH, the game is played from 3-point line to 3-point line now. Back in the day, the game was played from baseline to baseline. So when you think about like the big man back in the day running the court, these guys had to get from block to block. We've talked about this several times. So in order for the guys like Luka Doncic to be effective still in the NBA, and you wonder why or how, and we talk about these guys not being that athletic, the reason is because the game is only played from 3-point line to 3-point line. Many times you watch these games, a guy takes a 3-point shot before even guys can get back across the half-court line. So once again, before you turn around to play defense, quote unquote, play defense, guys already have taken the shot. That's why a lot of these rebounds are one or two guys standing under the rim. No one's even gotten across the court. So you're not really running or need to run that much or be in great shape. When you're talking about someone like Luka Doncic, the problem I have with someone like him and the excuses is because, once again, these guys are supposed to be in the primes of their lives. When I was at these guys' ages, man, you couldn't tell me nothing, man. I was out there doing my thing. Because when you're playing a sport, when you're a professional, you're supposed to be prepared for the seasons, man. These guys are not prepared. These guys are supposed to be the best of the... this is it. They're not going to get any better than this. Luka Doncic only getting older. So, once again, these guys are supposed to be in their primes right now, man, but they're always falling apart, it seems.
That's a fact. That is a fact. It's sad to see. How do you have two guys on the team cherry picking? You can't win playing 3-on-5. You just can't. That's
Now,
not basketball.
Luka didn't play against Portland?
Nope.
What did they do? Say, oh, you need to keep working your way into playing shape by not playing?
Back-to-backs.
Right, you're supposed to be playing your way into shape.
I bet you he was out.
Listen, man, LaMelo Ball didn't even play last night because he can't play in back-to-backs either. He sat out in the back-to-back. Come on, these guys it's laughable at best, man.
Joel Embiid played 27 minutes last night.
Whoa.
Yep, and then cried about it afterwards.
Oh, man.
My knee.
The NBA is in trouble, man. The NBA is in trouble, y'all. We gotta save it. We gotta save the game that we love. The game that we love is no longer the game.
93 what did you call Jackson Hayes?
Jackson beat that girl up. Hey.
Beat that girl. Beat that girl.
Man, Jackson, that video is just wild, man. He's too big to be screaming at that girl like that.
I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it. But
oh my God.
Last night I was putting together something to show today that didn't work out. I'm very sad about it, but I was laughing my ass off, and I was pulling together all these different Jackson Hayes shots. And oh man, you know what? After this live, I'm just gonna have to go ahead and edit my video and put it on YouTube. So, but you know what? Let's Let's have all of the people in the chat and you guys. What are some things that we absolutely have to include in that edit I'm going to do after this live? What were people's favorite parts of that Charlotte game?
LaMelo. Oh man, what LaMelo did to Luka on that
Woo!
last. Oh my God,
And that actually looked more or less legal. Like that didn't have the type of carrying that is usually pissing me off.
Oh yeah, for sure. That last cross he did before he got to the rim, Luka was just lost out there on skates. It looked so bad, man. This is exactly why the Mavs got rid of him. I'm sorry. This is exactly why the Mavs got rid of him, man, because Luka cannot play D. He's a traffic cone. He literally can't slide his feet. How many times do we see Luka trying to slide his feet and the guy just goes right around him? Right around him every time. Luka. You
Well,
can't
LeBron
do
doesn't
this
even
with LeBron on the court. It's just not going to work. You can't do this. You can't be two guys sitting in opposite corners getting beat on defense. There's no Anthony Davis. This is the problem. Without Anthony Davis on the floor, there's no equalizer. There's nobody out there that's going to alter shots. It's going to block shots. It's going to make you think about going up on this layup. You know what I'm saying? So it's impossible, man. This is a terrible trade. Terrible.
Yeah, you had a still shot of Luka, and I had that ready to show today, and that's not working either. But that boy looks big.
It was crazy, AOH. Like the third possession of the game. I want to say it was like the third possession of the game, maybe the fourth possession of the game. Luka Doncic has they showed this play, and they're like, oh, they're pumping this play up. He has his assist to LeBron James for the one-handed hammer tomahawk jam. But when you watch the game, it's not really a highlight because what happened during the game? Like I said, it's the third possession of the game. LeBron James goes down for a layup attempt in the lane. He misses the layup attempt and he does a pan to LeBron James where he starts looking at his teammates and looking for someone to blame. So what happens? We get what Zay was just mentioned. You get the patented LeBron James 4-on-5 transition defense. This is what you get when you're on LeBron James' team. It's a regular theme now. Remember, over the last several seasons, the Lakers have been the worst team in transition defense in the NBA. I wondered why that is. So LeBron James on the other side of the court, cherry picking. Luka Doncic gets the rebound off the miss, throws the ball down to LeBron James, and he dunks it. This is how LeBron James gets a lot of his points in these games, man. He doesn't make it across half court. I've seen you guys show several minutes of video footage of LeBron James never even making it across half court. This man just refuses. It's almost like that game, the floor is lava, and he can't step on the other side of the court. He just can't do it. He's got to stay on the other side, man.
That's a fact, man. You see how many times you see the camera going, LeBron's not even in frame.
Nowhere
when you're
near
not
there.
even in frame, that's how bad it is, man. Knock it off, fanboys. Knock it off.
I'm sorry. We've got to talk about LeBron James kicking the ball and dancing before the game right after sitting out All-Star weekend. I'm sorry. Your foot doesn't repair and unrepair and repair and unrepair like that. It was just astonishing.
He think he Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo or somebody, man. What does he do? You can't. Everybody knows when you kick a basketball, what happens to the basketball? You put lumps in it, right? Come on, man. Knock it off. LeBron.
No, but like you guys saying, AOH, you're making a great point because he doesn't play in the All-Star game. He sits out the All-Star game because, he's got that foot issue, the ankle issue, whatever it is. He's soaring in that area. But then you go out there against the Charlotte Hornets and the Portland Trailblazers because, once again, you're out there and you're all about yourself. So you put on that display in the All-Star game. You make it about yourself. You don't allow them to bring anybody else to replace you. But you go out there on the bad foot and a back-to-back. It don't make no sense to me.
None, because I want to see what you're going to do on Saturday. The Nuggets. You know what's... Hey, it's a problem. They in trouble. Jokic might go for 40, man. Not book it.
Okay.
Who's guarding them?
And this is the question we unfortunately we unfortunately have to ask this every game. Who's going to play? We never know who's going to play. Do you think LeBron's going to play, or is his ankle going to be sore again? Do you think Luka's going to play, or is he at training camp? And on these days he's taking off, from playing. It's not like he's out at some intense training trying to get himself in shape. Like, what do you think he's actually doing?
At home playing Madden and shit, man. Knock it off, man.
He's out
This
there
is
using that
sad.
total machine. That's what he's out there doing, man. Out there doing nonsensical workouts, these fluff routines that ain't doing nothing to keep this man on the court for 82 games a season. I don't know who's training these people. I keep telling these people, call me up. I'll train you. I guarantee you'll be on the court more than 82 games. And if you're not, it's because you're mentally weak. Deep down inside, you don't want to be out there. I keep telling these fools, they talking about, oh, we love the game. Y'all don't love the game. You love the game, you be out there, man. Once again, we out there playing ball in the streets, man, because we actually do love the game. Ain't no one watching me playing ball out here. Ain't no one paying me, man. Damn.
Yeah, these guys don't love the game, man. I see guys like Anthony Edwards should want to be the face of the league. These guys should want to be number one, head honcho, uno, but they don't want to be. The NBA is the ultimate competitors league, man. Come on. It's you versus me. Knock it off, man. The NBA is in such terrible shape, man, because all these guys want to do is play basketball and fuck bitches. That's all. That's it. That's it.
Adidas, is that a real story? He says a LeBron fan told him that turnovers don't matter. I mean, LeBron fans say some weird shit, but
just like defense don't matter.
I like to bring this up with whoever the panel is. When you guys are out playing basketball, what hurts worse, a turnover or a missed shot?
Oh, a turnover for sure.
Turnovers, man. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, don't ever tell me turnovers don't matter. Not only did you miss an attempt to add points for your team, you almost certainly gave points to the other team, and you deflated your own team. Like, it hurts. Like, not even attempting a shot hurts way worse than attempting and missing.
That's a good point too, LH. That's a great point, LH.
That's a fact, man. Especially if you turn the ball over right when you get past half court, man. That's a fast break.
Very rarely do LeBron James's turnovers not immediately turn into transition points. And you know, right. Zay, you had a clip, or maybe it was Uncut Hoops. Hello, Uncut Hoops. I see that you're here, man. I was gonna have some fun with your footage today too, along with Zay's, and I'm having technical difficulties. LeBron was the furthest one back, could have stopped the fast break, and everyone just runs right past him. Like, he showed zero interest in the team winning. Like, how do you not understand what's about to happen? You saw your team turn the ball over. You have the greatest advantage to get back and try and stop the play. Everyone ends up beating him down the court. Everyone. How are you the furthest one back? And then at the end of the play, you're still in that spot.
But he's 40, bro. He can't do everything. So the fanboys got so many excuses. What excuse do you have for letting guys just run right past you? That makes no sense to me, man. You're LeBron guarding 1 through 5. What do they say? Mr. 1 through 5.
Yep.
Knock it off.
Uncut says, Lakers Nuggets Saturday. Be prepared to watch Luka sit in the corner again. Yeah, you mean while playing, right? These days it's hard to tell. Like, go to the corner. All they have to do is like bend down and sit on the bench, and it won't be that much different than when they're playing.
That's a fact, man. It's sad to watch. I'm seeing Luka, like, they literally sit on opposite corners from each other and just wait, see what's gonna happen. This is not basketball, man. How are you gonna win a championship with everybody standing around? Luka was averaging, before he came to the Lakers, he was averaging 33.
Yep.
Right. He hasn't scored over 17 on the Lakers.
No, that's so true, man. No one could be the best version of themselves when you're playing with LeBron James. See, this is why it's laughable when they say that LeBron James doesn't have any help. He never allows his help to help him. How can these guys help you? How can they play their role if you never give them a role? How How can they be consistent when you're never consistent? It doesn't make any sense to me. Everyone's talking about this guy, that guy. He needs a trade here. He needs this guy there. How the hell are you going to be consistent when your team is doing 20 trades a season? You're getting all these different guys every you're changing coaches every other. LeBron James is in his 7th season on the Los Angeles Lakers, guys, and he has 4 head coaches in 7 seasons. That's almost a coach's season out here. What the hell are we doing, man? By this pace, after next year, he'll be looking to have a new head coach. How the hell are you going to have any consistency when you're changing players every year? You're changing coaches. You don't want to play in the damn system. So like you said, Zay, he got people out here standing in the corner. It doesn't make any sense. And then they'll blame those guys. Look, they're already blaming Luka Doncic. I did a live stream the other day, and I had people telling me, oh, you're not going to talk about Luka Doncic going 1 for 9? And I said, no, I'm not going to talk about Luka Doncic going 1 for 9. Because the reason why Luka Doncic is 1 for 9 is because he's playing with LeBron James. The burden is on him to adjust his game. It's all on him. So that makes him play what? Not like Luka Doncic.
Exactly. You remember how they were saying, "Oh, LeBron's gonna take a back seat to Luka. He's gonna allow Luka to be him." Luka has barely had the ball. LeBron always has the ball. He's constantly controlling the game. Luka needs the ball too in his hands in order to be himself. And when he doesn't have the ball, that's what we see right now. 1 of 7. He was 2 for 11 to start the game against Charlotte, man. That is terrible.
Things could change.
Yep.
You know, it's just things could change now. But what are the odds? How much better do you think it'll be? Because surely Luka can't get much worse than this. And if he does, then Nico Harris did actually make a great trade. And listen, I'll be sad for Luka. I don't want this to be what the rest of Luka's career looks like. I'm not sure how you avoid that on LeBron's team. But
yeah, AOH.
We were talking about alphas on the previous one. Oh, Scap was talking big time. Everybody's talking about no more alphas. And in the post game, when they asked Luka how it felt not to be taking the last shots, he said he was fine with it. Oh yeah, no, he had the hot hand. No, neither one of you had a good shooting percentage that night. Who's the game closer? And like you pointed out, Robin,
it should be Luka.
Even if Jordan was having a bad shooting night, you still wanted the ball in his hands at the end of the game. You have a closer or you don't have a closer. Even if that guy had a bad shooting night, and as the alpha, isn't he supposed to say, "I always want the ball. I always want the ball in that situation." Not, no problem. I don't mind.
Absolutely. And that's what you made a great point when you bring up the Michael Jordan thing, and him not. Many nights, I told people many times, man, Michael Jordan was more clutch than we remember, because oftentimes when he hit these big shots, he wasn't necessarily having a quote unquote on shooting night. So you talked about at the end of the games, you think there was ever a moment when they were like, hey, why don't we go to Pippen at the end of this game? Because, Jordan's a little off tonight. No, there was never a time when that was going on. But what happened when Michael Jordan left? All of a sudden, they were like, maybe we should go to Kukoc, not Scottie Pippen, and that became a thing. But why was that? Because Kukoc had a reputation of knocking these things down. But once again, when you talk about LeBron James in these moments and Luka Doncic and someone taking the bull by the horn, so to speak, the problem with some of these guys, someone like a Luka Doncic, is because, once again, he's trying to actually honor LeBron James. He's trying to humble himself. A lot of these guys try to humble themselves, man, to play with LeBron James. And then you talk about how they're remembered. So is Luka Doncic going to be remembered, 5 years from now or 10 years from now? However, we don't know. LeBron James, if he plays another 5, this man said he can play for 6, 7 more years. If LeBron James and Luka Doncic play 5 more years together, that is going to hinder Luka Doncic's career so bad, man. My God.
Speaking of people not being in shape, and is there any chance, if we go back to the bubble, and I'm not going to call it a championship, the bubble thing, whatever that ridiculousness was, and how it benefited the Lakers because AD was able to be healthy. Any chance that this is actually a good move by the Mavericks, and AD's not even hurt, and he and the rest of them are going to come back full strength with enough time to still be healthy for the playoffs? Or do you think that they need the cohesion? Or are these next several weeks too vital to miss?
No, I think Anthony Davis hurt, man. It's just
forget me saying that he might be faking it. He's not. They're not. But could this still work in their favor? or is it going to
I think
hurt them?
so, yeah, because that's the game right now. The paint is pivotal. You know what I mean right now. And with 3 centers, how do you stop 3 centers, 3 7-footers? You got 3 7-footers on your team, man. The Lakers have nobody in the paint. A lot of these teams have nobody in the paint. The Thunder, you looking at the Thunder, you got Denver. Like, I don't believe in the Rockets. I think the Rockets are too small for Dallas when they're at full strength. I think they're too small for OKC, when they got those 7-footers in there. So having 3 7-footers at your disposal, getting all these rebounds, they should get every rebound. How do you not get every rebound? How do you score 100 points on 3 7-footers? That's not supposed to be possible. But hey, go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, but no, you no, you're right about that stuff, man. I think you may.
The NBA is in trouble, man.
I think the thing for Anthony Davis in that trade, I think that what he does, it translates in this game right now because he plays defense in an era in a league where defense at a premium. So his level of defense, his impact, like Zay was talking about, the rebounding impact that he can have, because remember, all of those guys seem to be hurt right now. So if they can get all of them back, they're going to be a very formidable team. I don't think that they need the cohesion as much, AOH. Because, like I said, I think that on the defensive end, you just put Anthony Davis out there, he's going to have an impact on the defense right there. That makes you a much better defensive team just right there. It doesn't even matter.
I got to tell you, when I saw him with the assist, when I saw AD with the assist to Gafford, I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, that's not going to be fun to try and guard. Because, Anthony Davis isn't a 7-footer, but he has a 7'6" wingspan. Good luck blocking his pass to another 7-footer. But we also have to acknowledge that the Lakers have a couple of 7-footers and some 6'11" and 6'10" guys. They just aren't names. But again, we go back to LeBron James expects to have the entire all-star lineup as his supporting cast. You can't ever have just a role player, which I think is kind of absurd.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He needs all NBA guys in order to win a championship.
Yeah, well, Luka's going to stop being an all-star pretty soon.
Right.
Welcome to Kevin Love's career.
There goes that all-NBA.
Welcome to Kevin Love's career. At least Luka got to have several good years in Dallas where people noticed him. And most of Kevin Love's greatness was overlooked being in Minnesota. And he got sent to the Cavs too soon. Self-researched Jim says, how many players do we need to see to understand that LeBron does not make players better? Larry Hughes was putting up Pippen numbers and Love was putting up Barkley numbers, but not with LeBron. They didn't. Yeah, exactly. And let's say I've challenged people to show me who they actually do think LeBron made better. And let's say that someone comes up with one example, which of course I'll be able to argue against with analyzing the footage. 22 years and 20. You're not saying that LeBron is a good player. You literally say he makes everyone better. And in 22 years, you're struggling to come up with a solid example. Even if they came up with 1 or 2 examples, is 1 or 2 examples acceptable when you're literally labeling this guy as making everyone better and he's had 22 years to do it? It's amazing.
Hey, wait, and you're actually lowering the standard in the bar for LeBron James. Because like you mentioned, this is 22 seasons now. So what we should be asking is, how come LeBron James hasn't made anybody a Hall of Famer right now? That's what we should be asking. He should have been, at this point, built up another player to a Hall of Fame status where you're like, damn, this player's a Hall of Famer because they played with LeBron James all these years and they won 2 championships or a championship. And I made a video recently about how Steph Curry has literally made Draymond Green and Klay Thompson Hall of Fame worthy players now all of a sudden because they played with Steph Curry. That's why they're going to the Hall of Fame possibly. Draymond Green is possibly going to get in the Hall of Fame because he played with Steph Curry. Not because Draymond Green got skills, because he's so great, because he played with Steph Curry, guys. You cannot say that about LeBron James with anybody ever he played with. Everyone he played with that goes to the Hall of Fame, it's because of them. Chris Bosh, the Hall of Fame without LeBron James. Dwayne Wade. Like you mentioned, Kevin Love actually became a borderline Hall of Famer when he was a surefire Hall of Famer. So he went backwards in his career.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, man. Playing with LeBron, you might get out of the Hall of Fame.
Word.
Yeah, I was just about to word it a different way. That if Draymond Green had played with LeBron James, you wouldn't know who Draymond is. Draymond's
Nope.
career,
That's a fact.
Draymond's
That's a fact.
career would have ended before it started.
He would have traded him. He would have been traded.
I'm gonna let Speem Engine call in. I saw him in the comments. He had a special request for me to go over play a clip. Speem, I hate to break it to you. Restream's not letting me put any media up. I don't know what's happening, but it just goes to a black screen. So you're gonna have to walk us through what it is that you want to talk about. Speem, I just put the call in link up. And that is for Speem Engine, so don't get butthurt, people, when I ignore you. We will. I think. What do you think? Is today a take a caller day?
I don't know. We still didn't talk about the 1 in 29 that you put up. I see a lot of people in the chat mentioning the 1 in 29. They want to talk about that.
Well, I'll tell you, one aspect of the 1 in 29 alone is the fact that I actually saw that on ESPN, and it's, wow, look at you guys putting up a graphic of that sort. And okay, a bunch of people are calling in, but let's let you guys were you guys surprised? Like, is this a sign of what's to come, or
yeah, unless we in the end days, man. When ESPN is putting up graphics saying he's 1 for 29 and game tying a go-ahead shot. He has never hit a buzzer beater for the Lakers. In the Lakers uniform, he has never hit a buzzer beater. If he did, it'd be all over the internet. We know this. Come on, they be praising and worshiping these highlights, man. We know what these fanboys do.
Speem Engine, I know that your clip was LeBron James in that post-game interview, and Zay included it too. It was pretty disgusting. Go ahead and tell everyone what exactly upset you so much.
Is my audio cool? It's a little crowded in here.
You're good.
All right, cool. So, thank you, Zay, for posting that. So, if you're hurt, right, and someone asks you how your injury is doing, just in general, you can answer that pretty clearly and concisely because you know your injury, right? You know how it feels. You know the ins and outs of it. So when LeBron says you need to ask JJ when they're asking him about his own foot injury as a response, the fact that nobody in that room said, why do we have to ask another man about how your foot feels? Not one person called him on that. And that inspired me to, and I'm editing it as we speak. That's why I'm out, because I'm having internet issues. That in the history of major injuries in sports, let alone NBA, aren't most injuries, when they're reported, they're very specific in the terms of what it is, how it is, timetable in terms of return, things like that. Why is it that for like 6 years now, there's never been a consistent message about his ankle or a consistent anything about any of his injuries? And I think, and I'm maybe on a ledge here, I think he's the only player in the NBA I've ever seen operate like this in terms of injuries, as far as like superstars and all-stars go. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Now, you're right about, he was hurt for All-Star. Yep. He's not hurt for Charlotte. And then the next time we hear, he says, yeah, but JJ and I are talking about this and we've got to keep monitoring it. Built-in excuse, right. Ready whenever you need it.
Yep.
Ready whenever you need it. I don't know how anyone survives that soundbite where he talked about going to the LeBron James of foot doctors. How does anyone's career survive that? It's about the weirdest shit I've heard, other than all the other weird shit that comes out of his mouth.
And, speaking of weird, my bad. Go ahead, Robin.
No, go ahead, Speem.
Oh, and speaking of weird shit, did you see JJ's press conference when they asked him about, taking this job? And he quoted Band of Brothers talking about, when I took this job, I already died. Like, that doesn't even sound like, if that man's not broken, he needs to be, how you always see those like Better Help commercials, call this number of therapies for everybody, blah, blah, blah. It's like that dude is like crying out for help. I'm almost to the point where I feel sorry for him because he looks like he may go home and play Russian roulette. I'm not sure. I don't know. He looks broken and nobody says anything about it. It's weird. It's really weird.
Well, he shouldn't get too depressed because he's not going to get blamed. He's not going to get blamed because that would reflect badly on LeBron.
Right.
And
Right,
people,
but
go ahead. No,
oh no, I was gonna say, like, because what you guys made me think, when I saw that 1 for 29, what I thought when I saw that graphic after I saw what happened against Charlotte, I was wondering why they drew up the play for LeBron James then. And after the game, they talked about LeBron James having the hot hand or feeling it. But dude, you're 1 for 29 in these situations. In these situations. That was a certain situation. That wasn't in the first quarter and you're drawing up a play at the end of a quarter and you want to get a quick basket before the quarter ends. That was at the end of a game to tie the game or to win the game. In those moments, LeBron James is 1 for 29. JJ Redick didn't know that. No one on the Lakers coaching staff knew about these things, about LeBron James in those certain situations. That's why you draw up a play for Luka Doncic in that moment. Like I said, he's a new player. This is how you give Luka Doncic confidence. This is how you build cohesion. This is how you build camaraderie. Once again, you allow someone else to take the reins because it's been shown and proven can't do it in those moments, man. Let someone else do it. No one knew that. JJ Redick didn't know that, but he's a savant of basketball.
Billy, thank you for the super chat. Billy Floyd, ESPN is already blaming Luka. You guys fill me in on exactly what they said.
Can I don't even know if it's ESPN, but it's certainly Brian Windhorst, gasping through his words, struggling to breathe, talking about all the pressures on Luka now. And I said, I've never heard that take before. The pressures on Luka, they're trying to make it his team. What the hell are you talking about? LeBron James makes $50 million a year. For Windhorst to sit there and say that there's no pressure on him, I'm telling you, it's common sense to argue that. Even when you take away the 40 years old, blah, 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 and the stats, he gets paid what most companies don't net. So there's no pressure. Like, what are we talking about here? But I think that's what he was referring to. I'm sorry, I'm getting all sweaty and stuff. You see how irritated I am about this? I'm starting to bother people in here. Let me mute myself.
Hey, look at what Uncle Hoop said. He said when LeBron missed a shot, he said post game, we missed a shot.
Yeah.
You ever notice that every time LeBron fucks up, he says we fucked up? LeBron, no, you missed a shot, bum. This guy can't. Did y'all see during All-Star break, Draymond Green said LeBron will win a one-on-one contest. When we already know how many interviews are out there. Yep. Carmelo Anthony on his show, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. They asked him, they was like, hey, will LeBron play one-on-one? They literally started laughing. LeBron is not playing one-on-one. Why would Draymond Green get up there and say that this guy is a one-on-one player when we constantly see that he's not? He's not a closer. Look at his last 2 shots. There's no move. This is straight up, look at the ground and shoot the ball. That's his
he moves his
move,
arm. He pushes people out the way. That's it. You're wrong. That's his go-to move, pushing people out the way. You're wrong. I got to fight you on that. He has a move.
Oh, so LeBron's big highlight from the Charlotte game, of course, was Mark Williams. And I looked at that, and LeBron came flying in with his other arm, and I feel like Williams was trying to get the fuck out of the way from being decapitated. But what really bothers me is that, and again, this is all the media that I had prepared for today, and I can't show it. I'm sorry, everybody. There's no hand up. There's no hand up. If you're going to just go for it, if you're going to be there and everyone's going to say that you got posterized, can you at least contest the shot?
Well, what you're talking about is how back in the day, if you went to the lane, it wasn't necessarily about, you blocking a shot or any of those kinds of things. But you, like you said, you went out there and you put somebody on their butt, let's say. Now you don't even do that. So if you're going to commit a foul, commit the foul. These guys don't even commit the foul now. Because why? This era of NBA is soft, man. Back in the day, you would be actually fouling people. You're going to pay for coming in there.
The All-Star game was like a variety hour joke.
Man, too much Kevin Hart. Oh my God, I can't do it. My soul hurts. My heart hurts. Watching Kevin Hart try to be funny. I just can't do it, man.
Steam Engine, you came back in and then you fell out again. Are you done? Should I keep trying to bring you in or let you get back to your editing?
Could we talk about
what?
The franchise record threes that the Lakers have shot in the previous 2 games?
Right.
They have shot franchise record threes in the last 2 games against the Jazz and the Hornets. 50 and 51. The Lakers have never shot 50 threes in a game.
Guys,
LeBron is literally saying the problem with the game is threes. They're shooting too many fucking threes.
Thank you, Zay.
As they go out there and shoot 50 threes, 104 threes were shot in the Charlotte game.
well, JJ will blame you. You know, the media is saying that the product is bad. It's not that they shot a record number of threes. It's not that seeing everybody shoot and miss threes is boring. It's you, Zay. It's you. You're the problem.
I'm the problem.
Don't report on the truth.
They shot 29% from 3, man. This
he
is
shot 11
terrible.
threes in the Charlotte Hornet game. And once again, this is what we're talking about with LeBron James in the moments. Going into those last 2 shots to tie the game, LeBron James was 4 for 9 from 3-point range. So when you look at the numbers, you're like, oh, LeBron James is shooting pretty good from 3-point range. Let's go with LeBron James. But once again, like I said, the problem is even if he's quote unquote shooting good, it doesn't translate into those moments. He's inconsistent. Like you mentioned, Zay, he doesn't have a go-to move in those moments. There's nowhere on the court where you're like, damn, we can't get LeBron James get to this spot except where? The paint. That's the only place you don't want LeBron James. But in those moments, LeBron James doesn't want himself there because he doesn't want to get fouled to go to the free throw line. So he chucks up these nonsensical 3-point shots that in those moments he's not going to hit, man. And that's the fact for that dude.
I'll tell you, yesterday I was actually cleaning, so some of the shit came on in the background that I wouldn't normally listen to. Skip Bayless came on. By the way, have you noticed how badly his show's doing? I think we have as many views as he does. But
Skip's in trouble, man.
Yo, I made a video asking Skip Bayless to get me on his show because he needs some more swag, some more personality, some more pizzazz. I ain't never heard back from him, though.
Hey, this fool is still, now that his career is over, is still trying to ride the fence, because I heard him say the Lakers have 2 of the best ball handlers in the league and are still failing. And I was like, you sure as fuck aren't talking about LeBron James, are you? And then he said it. Luka and LeBron, 2 of the best ball handlers in the league.
Yeah, in this era.
Where are you getting that LeBron James is a good ball handler?
In this era.
Hey, I knew Skip was done when he started putting Ernestine on the fucking show. I'm like, oh my
Is that his wife?
Ernestine on the show, man.
Yeah,
Knock it off, Skip. It's over. It's over.
Oh,
dude, I saw the thumbnails. I saw the woman and the dog sitting there with him. I'm like, oh boy.
You got the dog on the show. You Skip. It's time, my brother. It's time. Come home.
it's crazy, man, because it's back in the day. I used to watch ESPN back when it was called Cold Pizza, man. And Skip Bayless was legit, man. He was actually pretty good, man. He was, he wasn't senile yet. He actually had some sense. He had some wits about him. And for a long time, Skip Bayless was a big-time champion for Michael Jordan against a lot of the nonsense that, we dealt with out here. But over the last 10 years or so, 15 years, man, Skip Bayless has gone really off the rails, man. And like I said, it's actually sad. And that's why I said he needs some new blood, man. He needed some people like us out there on his show to help bring it back, man. But like I said, now he's just out here, grasping.
Well, what went wrong in his career is that he didn't just stay strong. He got a lot of criticism, and the media said, hey, you have to lay off of LeBron, or we're not going to have you on anymore. And then he had that time with Shannon where he really just bowed down to Shannon. Shannon yelled a lot. Shannon yelled a lot, and Skip would try to make the peace by always calling LeBron the best passer in the league and maybe the highest IQ in the league. Skip said that shit every single day.
Yeah, Skip looked like a neutered dog on the show. Just his life was gone, man. It's over with for Skip.
So, and now your career is over. Just be who you are. Or maybe, he's old. It's got to be tough. I'm not going to. I don't know, man. But
that's funny, man.
I think it would be better if you were just more hardcore critical than to bring your wife on.
Especially after being named in a lawsuit, a sexual assault lawsuit, man.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Did that just go away or what?
I don't know. I haven't really heard too much about it. Everybody reported on it. It was a big blast, and then now you don't hear anything about it. So
That's kind of the way it is now. Everybody's doing so much crappy shit, you can't even keep up.
That's a fact.
Man, I feel naked without all the footage I wanted to put up. What else has to be talked about when I go in and edit that?
Listen,
What?
AOH, there's
Yeah.
11 turnovers in the game. Think about that. 11 turnovers that they actually put in the box score on the stat sheet. So there might have been 12, 13, 14. And you know, out of those 11 turnovers, there's a lot of laughers in there, man, because LeBron James is a laughable player out there on the court, man. LeBron James has some of the worst turnovers I've ever seen in my life, man, for a superstar level athlete. This man, I've seen this man inbounds the ball and hit the back of the backboard several times. I mean, I remember he did it one time when Magic Johnson was in the stands, and he went to inbound the ball, and he threw it off the back of the backboard and bounced right back into his face almost, right? And the camera cut to Magic Johnson, and there goes Magic Johnson with that look on his face like, God damn, man, these are Lakers, man. Goodness gracious.
How does a team lose still when one guy on the other team had 11 turnovers? You shouldn't be able to, like the Lakers shouldn't be able to survive that. I mean, Portland must have really fucking called it in. I haven't watched it yet.
I don't know how Portland's won 20 games this year. I just don't know, man. The NBA is in trouble. This stuff
it
is
was the
just
same
not.
thing.
It just sucks to watch, man. You ever see the lineup for some games? You're like, oh hell no, I'd rather just watch my 600-pound life or some shit than this.
I
man.
mean, watching the Charlotte game was like introducing me to a bunch of new names.
Oh yeah, I'm like, who's this guy on Charlotte? Oh, you know what I
Austin
mean?
Reeves shot 13 free throws in the Portland Trailblazer game. All of a sudden, Austin Reeves gets more free throws than Karl Malone did back in the 90s, gets more free throws than Allen Iverson did. He's at the free throw line more than James Harden in 2018. This man's over to the line right now. It's insane. Every night, this guy's at the free throw line for at least double-digit free throws because he's adopted the LeBron James, school of getting free throws and flopping all over the place and crying and moaning for calls. It's laughable between him and Austin Reeves last night. Like I said, these guys took a majority of the shots, and what you see is the other players around LeBron James once again having to do all the dirty work. The Rui Hachimuras, right? The Dorian Finney-Smiths,
Yep.
the Jackson Hayeses. These guys have to do all the dirty work around LeBron James, and no one else shot more than 7 shots. No one else got more than 7 shots on that team last night.
The Lakers had 22 turnovers. You can't win and have 22 turnovers. What in the hell is Portland doing?
And 11 of them were LeBron.
22, and LeBron had 50%.
Get 11 of them. I told you they're winning despite LeBron James. When you're a negative, whatever he's been out throughout the season, that shows that the team is winning despite the deficiencies. Like we mentioned, you're not playing any defense out there still. I think when you go and look, I watched some of this stuff. The man is literally the third possession of the Hornets game. The man is on the other side of the court standing around already. Dude, the game just started. Are you kidding me?
Guys, who is Jordan Goodwin? How do you get on the roster for a game? Where'd he come from? I don't think that was even on the G League. Who the fuck is Jordan Goodwin?
Who are any of these guys? Like I said, you're not staying up late to watch some of these games. And like you said, Zay, you look at the rosters. I don't know who half these guys are. It was like the slam dunk contest. No disrespect. I don't know who you are, my man.
But I'm not trying to rip on these guys. I'm trying to understand how the Lakers have an ever-changing roster. And it's not just rotating guys in the two-way contracts. It's just people coming out of absolutely nowhere. Who's Trey Jameson?
They go and get players off Skid Row and shit, man. You like, where'd you find these guys at, man?
The most skilled era in NBA's history. You can't name any of the people in the damn era.
Hey, with the Mark Williams trade, I'm just trying to understand why that physical failed. Anthony Davis was hurt going into the trade and got hurt the very game after. Luka was coming off of an injury and looks like he's still trying to get through that injury. What exactly is the criteria that allows a physical to be failed or a trade to be vetoed? It seems kind of like they don't have consistent rules there.
Yeah, I don't know much about that, the details behind a lot of these things, man. I mean, because once again, these are the kinds of things that we talk about, with these kinds of deals being made and, people not knowing about things or people knowing and who, whatever. Like, I don't know. Anyways, that's a great question, man.
Hey, Uncut, before you disappear, I just wanted to say I loved your most recent video. Fantastic work. You ever want to chime in, just let me know. Yeah, I think you have my email.
Yeah, Uncut, you got to get up in here, man. We gotta hear you. We definitely got to
Yeah.
hear you for sure.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to Uncut, man. He always comes through on when we do our live streams, man. Like I said, a true support to our live streams always comes through. And like you said, his videos always, been really good. I remember I first seen him when he was over on Instagram, and then he came over to YouTube, man. Like I said, he just been doing his thing, and I put out the facts. So much respect to Uncut Hoops.
I'm just scrolling through the comments. You guys want to give shout outs to anybody?
Let me see.
You guys go over to 93 Zay, and he's got the Cash App if you want to donate to him.
Yeah, beat the Cash App up, fellas. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, shout out to everybody out there in the chat, man. Like I said, I see my man Chip Ferguson out there. I see the real E Leezy. Shout out to him. Much respect to all you guys. Full Metal. Everyone who comes through, man. So much respect to all you guys who continue to support the live streams all the time, guys. Like I said, it was truly humbling, man. Thank you very much, guys.
Obviously on Robin's channel, Robin is monetized, so you can super chat him there. Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can hit the
You
super
guys know the
chat
deal on
too.
my channel. Like I said, man, they know, man. I ain't here for the money and the fame, man. They know the deal, man. So much respect to anybody. Like I said, who's ever donate to my channel. I'm truly humble, guys.
What did you say, Zay?
No, I was saying, yeah. Oh yeah, you can do a super chat too if that works for you. That works out better than Cash App. We're not here for the money, but we definitely here to bring joy and restore the NBA. That's what we do this for. We are sick of the product that we are watching. 100 threes a game, the paint wide open, guys not going into the paint. We are tired of it. We're done.
How long have you been on YouTube, Zay?
My first video was June 26th.
And you're already monetized. Look at you.
Yeah, man, I got monetized. I got my first 1,000 subs like September 24th. And then now I'm at almost 9K. So it's like, wow, it just kind of took off,
Yep.
Definitely.
People are fed
That's what
up.
I said, man. The phenom on YouTube coming out here, you know what I'm saying, blowing the doors off the subs and the views and all these things. Once again, it's a testament to the work that you put in, man. So much respect to, like I said, all you guys out there that continue to do things. And like I said before, man, on a video that I just did, shout out to anybody out there that's, started a channel because, they were inspired by someone like Zay, or they were inspired by someone like AOH, someone like me, or any of the other people out there, man. Because once again, man, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about standing up, man, and setting the record straight out here, man. So once again, man, much respect, for Zay and what he's been doing, man, doing his thing.
Most definitely. I was definitely inspired by you guys' content. That's it's crazy. You two, Scap, Uncut, Carcino, you know what I'm saying, Ticket, these guys, we definitely have watched their content, and I was inspired, like, man, like I should really be doing this. I should really get on here and create my own lane, get my own style. That's the thing about my style is different from everybody else's. You know what I mean? You got to differentiate yourself from everybody else to make your content pop. That's all it is, man.
Yeah, I make everyone better. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the credit.
Once again, I told you,
LeBron
man, you
James
deserve the
of
video
YouTube.
footage, AOH.
Super
You deserve the
chat.
video footage, man. You were inspiration for someone like me. Like I said, man, Two Raw, Dreamers Pro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to a lot of those guys. I remember there was a guy called the Chronicles of Judah back in the day. I don't believe he's on YouTube anymore, man.
Oh,
But
yep,
he used to
yep,
bring the
yep.
fire content. So much respect to all you guys out there, for real, man.
And super chat from NBA was better in the 80s and 90s says not top 15. League is dead. No hope of change. I don't think there's any hope either. I don't think there's any hope. What we were talking at the beginning about Anthony Edwards not wanting to be the face of the league, and maybe Wemby could be the face of the league, but we're concerned about him too. These guys don't have to want to be the face of the league, and they're still getting paid and they're still getting their endorsements. And I don't think that's the right attitude to have. Like, if it's inside of you to want to be the GOAT, no matter what, you should want to be the GOAT. But I don't think there's anybody who came into the league with a hunger. you come into the league a guaranteed millionaire. Like,
Yep.
I mean, if you can go be lazy, and I guess these adults play video games when they get done playing basketball, like they don't even really exist in reality, and they fuck in the same circle. They don't even go and bother to meet women on their own. How are any of those people ever going to be the GOAT? And they're never going to face any consequences. They're the generational wealth for people who are not inspirational. You paid them to be not inspirational. So if they don't have it in their hearts, then why would they ever develop it?
And that's the head right there, because none of these guys motivate me. None of these guys look like, oh man, I need to go get some shots up. You know what I mean? No, you hear Jordan say something, you hear Kobe say something, you like, man, let's go out to the court, man. Let's go get some shots up. None of these guys make you want to go play basketball.
I literally said when I watched the All-Star game, I'm like, what I'm watching is why I don't go play pickup games anymore. The NBA looks as bad pickup games.
Yo, what you guys are talking about, Zay, what you talking about, you talking about that inspiration, man. These guys inspired you. That's what the great players do. They inspire us out there to, quote unquote, be like Mike, to yell Kobe when we throw something in the garbage can. They're inspiring us out there, man. So when you talk about some of the guys coming in, they're not really inspiring us. They don't really have the personalities. These guys ain't got no swag. They don't got the charisma of the Charles Barkleys, the Shaquille O'Neals. They don't have the swag of an Allen Iverson or Dr. J. These guys just don't have that. So when you listen to them speak on the microphone, they don't sound like Michael Jordan did. They don't sound like Larry Bird or Magic Johnson. And once again, when you talk about the competitiveness or lack of in the game, this is why, once again, these guys don't really have that fire, like you said, Airways, to go out there and be the greatest, because you're not being challenged to be the greatest, because there's no resistance. The standard has been lowered for these guys. So they don't inspire the people around you to become great. When Dr. J inspired Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan inspired Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant inspired a whole generation of people to have the Mamba mentality, what has LeBron James inspired the people around him to do or to be? He hasn't inspired you to go outside, like you said, Zay, and go out there and do the LeBron James. What's the LeBron James? When I was a kid growing up, we used to always count down 3, 2, 1, Jordan at the last. That's what we always did, man. And why did we do those things? Because at the end of games, that's what Michael Jordan did, man.
Mm-hmm. You're expecting me to be inspired by a guy in a tuxedo with shorts and a purse. Like, come on, man. I'm not inspired by this shit, man. Knock it off. This is, oh, man.
I mean, it's crazy, man. When you think about, Magic Johnson going against Larry Bird, man, that's inspirational, man, that stuff. To watch those guys go out there and battle, to watch Michael Jordan grind and go through the Detroit Pistons, that inspires everybody. What LeBron James had before him was a chance to go out there and go through the grind. And he ran from that grind. He ran from us, having the inspiration or inspiring us around him.
Speem, are you here accidentally, or did you want to say something?
No, I got kicked out accidentally, or you did it. I'm not sure. Also, Skid Row is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. Shout out to Little Shop of Horrors. Did you guys talk about the Big O and Draymond Green thing? Oscar Robinson's comments about Draymond? Did y'all touch on that?
Man.
No, we didn't.
So you know how Draymond was talking shit on the All-Star game, right? Oscar Robinson basically told him, just keep passing the ball to Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Triple single.
Triple single, yeah. And I'm curious to see if Draymond responds, because you're really throwing stones at the throne if you're going at Oscar.
Yeah, he better not.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's a bully, right? He picks on everybody in the NBA that's soft, which is everybody. So I'm curious to see if he goes at Oscar.
Because
also,
that would be the ultimate disrespect for him to come at Oscar Robertson. What Oscar Robertson has done for the NBA, if he fixed his fucking lips to come at Oscar Robertson, I'm dropping the video ASAP.
He won't. I promise you he won't.
But see,
also,
you know what's funny, Speem? What's funny about the Draymond Green stuff? Anytime Draymond Green speaks and, he makes headlines for something, he was given that platform because of Steph Curry, guys. Like we mentioned earlier, look at the platform Draymond Green thinks he has because he played with Steph Curry. He thinks, like you just mentioned, Zay, he thinks he's on the same level of an Oscar Robertson. This man literally called himself the greatest defensive player in the history of the game. He really believes he's on another level. He thinks he belongs with in the same breath as those guys because he played with Steph Curry. His bravado is, to me, is laughable, man.
Yeah, I'm in the process actually of doing a Draymond video. I was going back through all his temper tantrums and fights and stuff like that, and I was putting a funny compilation together because, I mean, Draymond, he's not the greatest defensive player, but he is a menace. Pre-LeBron, before he became friends with LeBron, that's the Draymond that I would want on my team. I'm not gonna lie to you because we need somebody in this soft ass league. We need somebody to put somebody in the headlock. Hey, stop coming in here, man. Agitate this guy, get him out of his square because we know these guys are mentally weak. We know they can't.
Exactly, man. You can't give Draymond props for being that guy in this era. Because once again, that's what we're talking about. He's a tough guy right now. So you'll go put Draymond or Rudy Gobert in the headlock. You'll go after some of these soft guys. He don't want none with Steven Adams, though, right? He ain't want none with Steven Adams. He'll get in Kevin Durant's face. These are the guys that he's getting tough with. So we can't respect that, Zay. Then listen, I give Draymond Green credit. He's a contributor to the Golden State Warriors championships, man. Absolutely, man. He's a really good defender, man. But once again, in the 90s, he's not sniffing a Defensive Player of the Year award. Not even close to it.
No way.
Not even close. He barely gonna sniff a roster spot. You think he's gonna put Charles Oakley in the headlock, or he's gonna go and get tough with Anthony Mason or Xavier McDaniel? These guys are crazy out there, man. He would have caught an elbow from Karl Malone. He wouldn't even have the balls to go against Isaiah Thomas out there back in them days, man.
Yeah, Rick
Hey,
Mahorn and shit,
real
man.
quick.
Come on.
It's funny that you mentioned Steven Adams because, quiet as it's kept, he's the toughest dude in the league, and nobody talks about that. I believe he's Australian, so I'm pretty sure he was raised, like boxing kangaroos and running from spiders and shit.
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Well, all right. Well, basically the same thing.
Rugby.
Just about.
Rugby people.
They say he's like the smallest person in his family.
Yeah. So and nobody steps to him. Shannon
giant.
Sharpe stepped to him. Shannon Sharpe stepped to him. Nobody does, and he doesn't get the credit for it. Also, peep this. I don't believe it's true, but I heard the wildest conspiracy theory. I'm going to throw it out here. Someone said that the reason Luka got traded to the Lakers was so that he could go there, watch his scoring go down, and have him be less of a threat to breaking LeBron's all-time scoring record.
Wow.
And I was like, is that a reach? Yeah. But is it realistic? Is it possible? Definitely. Because he has had a sharp decline since the trade. I don't know how many more players you need to see fall off a giant motherfucking cliff that Marianas Trench every single time. and nobody says it's LeBron. It's so weird.
I honestly think somebody got pictures of Adam Silver in panties or something, man. Because there's no way I'm finna allow these fucking soft ass bums to run my league. To stiff their nose up at me.
The players are damn near showing up to games wearing panties. I don't know why Adam Silver would be that embarrassed by it. I mean, even the athletes, even the athletes are feminine.
It's sad, man. Adam Silver, like, oh, I like that color, man. That's a great color on you, man. Like, come on, dude, knock it off.
The NBA was over when they made a fashion show part of All-Star Weekend, when they did Best Dressed. When that became an award, that's when it was all over.
Oh my God! I'd pay
that was real.
money.
That was real. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. They did an award show, and there was a Best Dressed category because either James Harden or Russell Westbrook won it. Oh shit! The seat opened up. Hang on. I'm about to steal this table.
You know what's crazy though, man? Is I was reading this article this morning about the game last night with the Lakers and the Portland Trailblazers. And in the article, they're talking about the interviewing JJ Redick. And he's talking about LeBron James and, LeBron James being in year 22 and him going out there on a back-to-back and, putting up the performance that he put up and all these things. And they're talking to LeBron James and, LeBron James is talking about, I just love the game so much. That's why I'm out there doing it. And he's talking about, I have so much, left to give the game and I got so much left to give my teammates. These are his exact words. And I find it so laughable when LeBron James says these things. So, this is what we're talking about when you have to tolerate, this kind of stuff, in the post game from LeBron James. So he'll tell us that he loves the game, yet he'll only play the game if he's getting a max contract, right? He won't play in the All-Star game, but he loves the game so much, even though all these people voted for LeBron James. I mean, think about how many people showed up at the All-Star weekend at that game when LeBron James is a scratch 2 hours before the game or whatever the hell he was. They show up and LeBron James ain't there. They're actually interviewing LeBron James and he's telling them, "Oh yeah, well you're not gonna get none from me tonight because I won't be there." Like no one knows what's going on, man. That's a slap in the face to all the people out there.
Yeah, fanboys, you should go get a refund because if I showed
Word.
up and I bought an All-Star jersey and he didn't even put the All-Star jersey on, oh yeah, I need a refund for sure.
So everybody who tuned in, we're going to keep this to a tight 1 hour show. We were supposed to analyze footage together and I can't, it keeps going black on the screen. So we're going to close it up here and I'm going to go edit and just post a video to the channel of what we would have talked about together today. I'll just have to pretend you guys are there laughing at all the NBA antics with me. Zay, thanks again for joining us. Thanks for your great content. Robin, thanks for bringing the energy and pretty much giving people a show every single morning.
Yo, once again, man, I am truly humbled to be here with you, AOH. Like I said, man, I love doing these shows with you, man. You know, it was great this week doing these with you. And once again, my man, 93 Zay, you guys know him out there. Like I said, it was a pleasure doing this show. It was the first time we've been able to do this. Like I said, a pleasure working with you out here, man, doing this thing, man. Continue to do your thing, man. And much respect to you and your channel, man. Thank you to everybody in the chat, man. Once again, you guys know the deal. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
No, I appreciate y'all for having me on, man. Y'all two legends in this already. You already know. I'm humbled just to be here. It don't be feeling real sometimes that I'm on here, you know.
All right, you're making me uncomfortable. All right, it's enough. It's enough.
Hey, man, it's very humbling, man. Like the world need this. The world need. Hey, you AOH, you reached out, man. You was the first one to reach your hand out, man. And I'm very thankful for that, brother. For real.
Well, thanks for acknowledging. I appreciate you too. All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.